Imagine that you are at a social event and someone out of nowhere walks or comes towards you and starts talking with you. You are seeing this person for the very first time. You both engage in a deep conversation, everything is going well, but a few minutes into the talk, you realize that you don't like this person. But all that they did was they gave you a firm handshake, declined a glass of wine you offered, and seemed so sure of themselves. So, why is it that we develop certain strong reactions or emotions towards some people? Before we look into that, welcome back to Whispers of Orlon, where we take a pause from the everyday chaos and sort out an alternate living. Coming back, most of us grow up listening to this phrase that is, dim your light, don't seek unwanted attention so that you don't seem threatening or challenging to the person standing opposite to you. To look at the evolutionary aspect, there is this innate need to please others so that we feel that we belong somewhere or that the society accepts us. And there is also a deeper reason, that is the insecurities and parts within us that remains unhealed. And when we meet someone who has healed those insecurities or are working on those dark parts within us gets triggered and we form these negative or this negative attitude towards them. In her book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, she writes about a scenario, or she writes a scenario where she is at a soccer match that her daughter is a part of. And there is another girl who was very confident and seemed so sure of herself. And most of the parents there was already starting to form ideas about her, pass judgments. But the interesting thing is, none of them know her personally or have spoken to her. But still, they were forming these ideas, giving her the side eye, talking among themselves. On analyzing the scenario, we'll understand that often the feelings, especially those strong feelings like anger, disappointment, hatred, that we feel towards someone else has nothing to do with them and everything to do with us. That is, those shadow, hidden parts that we never healed, or those that we never worked on, or are not even aware of, are the causes or the triggers for such a strong reaction. And understanding this basic thing helps us in two ways. That is, first of all, when we understand that reactions or feelings are often projected, we can cope with a scenario wherein someone has a negative attitude towards us. We can understand that how they react to us has nothing to do with them, but to do with something that remains unhealed or unexplained within them. And the second thing is that when we feel hatred or anger or disdain towards someone else, it is an indicator that there is something that remains unhealed within us. It is triggering us and it is something that we need to work on. And to conclude, feelings are something like natural radar within us. And often, how we see someone else is how we see ourselves and has got nothing to do with them, their actions, or their intentions. And that is all for today. Take care, and I hope that you find stories in your shadows and that your life happens in the moments in between. Bye bye.